Hello, I'm Neil Quigley and welcome to my podcast. So the Prime Minister Theresa May gave her very first speech on Brexit this week, detailing exactly all the points she plans to achieve and everything she wants to do, which seems to be exactly the opposite of what the people who wanted to leave actually voted for. So what we learnt from that speech was that Global Britain is going to be the buzzword, the catchphrase that we're using to get out the European Union. Hang on, didn't we try that back in the 1800s? I'm not sure that worked out brilliantly. I am, though, a bit disappointed in the Prime Minister and the government for Global Britain. I think it shows a bit of lack of ambition. I think they should have gone for Galactic Britain, shown a bit more ambition, make it Galactic Britain, and then we could just build ourselves a Death Star. Also this week, the Prime Minister said she had a very positive meeting with banks. Last time I had a positive meeting with my bank, it ended up costing me a lot of money and I walked out of there with a 5-year loan to repay. So Donald Trump has now become the 45th President of the United States, although a few days before the inauguration, he did manage to make a little bit of a mistake. On Twitter, he managed to tag in the wrong person when he was trying to give his daughter some praise. Yes, he managed to, in his tweet, include Ivanka from Bristol in England, who was quite shocked, I would imagine, to get a tweet from the President of the United States. But fair play to her, she did reply, suggesting that maybe, as he is going to be the man who is in charge of the nuclear codes, he maybe want to take a bit more care when he's typing into the computer what he's typing in, and maybe double check what he's put. Oh yeah, she also reminded him that he might want to do a bit more research on climate change. Fair play to her, I like what she's done there, but you've got to worry, haven't you? This is the man who's in charge of the United States and he can't even go on Twitter without messing things up. So this week there was more trouble with the Gambia elections. What is going on with votes and elections over the last 2 years? My dream for 2017 is that just somewhere in the world there's one vote, there's one election that isn't a total mess. So the Chinese Super League is becoming a big player in the world of football. They're looking to throw a lot of money at getting some of the best players out there to play in their league. When I saw the amount of money they were offering Diego Costa a week to go and play in their league, when I saw all the numbers written down, I'll be honest, I actually thought it was just a massive order for 10 for my local Chinese takeaway. Manchester United are officially the richest club in the world, which I actually think is quite an achievement if you bear in mind that they seem to get rid of former players very cheaply, then buy them back several years later for 6 times the price, like they did with Paul Pogba. If they can do that and still be the richest club in the world, whoever is running that place is doing something right. Maybe the person who's running Manchester United could become the Chancellor for a couple of years and sort our finances out. Tottenham Hotspur have revealed more pictures of their brand new stadium. It does look spectacular. One bit does worry me though. They're having a tunnel bar. So they're having a bar in the tunnel area with the tunnel being completely glass. So from that bar you can watch the players walk in and walk back out. All sounds fine, all sounds exciting. The one thing that worries me, if you ever have an incident like you had with Arsenal and Manchester United a few years back when they have a pizza fight in the tunnel, that's going to make a right mess of that glass. Former TV household goddess Kim Woodburn is causing a bit of a stir in the Big Brother house. She has got some mouth on her, hasn't she? The language she comes out with, and she's quite aggressive and quite feisty as well. I reckon when she gets out of that Big Brother house, they might offer her own new TV show called How Clean Is Your Mouth? The long-awaited sequel to Trainspotting 2, had its premiere in London last night. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to bring it up to the modern day. I reckon maybe it will involve social media messing up their heads way more than the drugs did. It looks like the Mexican gangster El Chapo might well give himself up to the United States after years on the run. The drugs baron, who has done so much wrong, so much crime over the years, looks like he may hand himself in. He's a terrible, nasty man, that is true. But every time I hear the word El Chapo, it always makes me think it sounds more like what a Mexican man would call his penis. Worrying news this week as a courgette shortage has hit the UK. If you're not aware of this courgette shortage, that's fine. It just means you're not middle class and you don't shop at Waitrose. Scientists and experts seem very worried at the moment that 2016 could well be the warmest year ever on record. I'm not worried. Of course it's the warmest year ever on record. It's the last current full year. David Beckham is to appear on the radio show Desert Island Disc to celebrate their 75th birthday. At last, a desert island, somewhere where that sarong he wore wouldn't actually look out of place. Good to see Andy Murray doing the business down under once again, like he did last year when he became a dad. That's all for this week's Neil Quigley podcast. Thanks very much for listening. Have a fantastic week, and I'll catch up with you again next week.